How can Google be so good at products and so bad at naming things? They've got the best image generation tool in the world at the moment. Its official name, Gemini 2.5 Flash Image, but everyone calls it Nano Banana. Similarly, they've got the best learning tool in the world. And what have they called it? NotebookLM. Notebook? This is a little bit like calling the International Space Station a truck. NotebookLM is a multi-mode learning system. Give you a look at my workflow today. I'm a bit of a science geek. Kill me now. So I've been using NotebookLM to study neuroscience. NotebookLM takes advantage of well-established principles of cognitive neuroscience. So I'm going to mention some of those along the way. But first, let's do a little bit of a familiar so that you get the overall layout of this. It's not as complicated as it looks. Your sources of information will always be on this side here. Your chat window is down here. As soon as you generate some information, you'll see the product of that here. This is like your readout. Will come here in the middle, of course. Over here, what they call Studio, it's really your switching board between the different modes of presenting information. So you can specify here whether you want to generate a podcast or a video or a mind map or a report, so on. That's it, straightforward. So I'm going to do the chapter on the neuroscience of hearing, and like it says down here, upload a source to get started. So what we're really doing here is giving it the scope of what we're studying. So upload a source. I've got some stuff on the clipboard, which is the summary of a chapter that I've just read. I'm just going to use copied text. So now it knows what I want to study. Insert that. Now we've got a starting point. Be careful to rename all the things you upload so that you know what's going on, because it's very easy to get lost here. I'm going to rename this, call it summary. Now let's flesh this out a bit. Let's add some sources. We're going to use the discovery section here, discover sources. All right. So now what we can do is prompt. Over here on the left, here's my prompt. And you'll see that I want it to refer to the summary note that I uploaded earlier so that it knows how broad to go. And I'm asking it here to find articles and videos. And I'm telling it that I don't really want academic papers or Wikipedia articles. I just want reputable videos and articles that explain these matters. Okay, hit the button. Research completed. Let's have a look. View. Right, what have we got here? Core neuroanatomy chapter covering the auditory system. Looks good. Psychophysics and neuronal basis of sound localization. Psychophysics doesn't sound like my sort of thing. Let's take that away. Historical timeline of auditory processing disorders. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Okay, there's 7 sources there. Import those. And now we've got a hunk of hopefully interesting and relevant material. Let's see how good it is. So linking the information with the emotional and personal contexts increases the amount of brain that is engaged, which improves your memory retention. Okay, so we've now got a nice little summary in the middle here of the 8 sources. Talks about the different cortical pathways. And look over here. Here are the different modes that we've got. Now, Why is that a good thing? It's a good thing because boredom is the enemy of memorizing things, and it depresses the encoding of memory. So being able to switch from one type of learning to another saves you from getting bored. I always start with the video overview, and I've generated one down here. You just press the button. It's the most dumbed down of all of the modes that we've got here. So it gives you the visual stuff, but it's a very simple, gentle introduction. And that's what you want in learning. If you get the context first, then you've got a framework on which you can hang the details later. Let's have a look at the video overview.
He basically found the ear's microphone, the exact point of translation where a physical sound wave gets turned into an electrical signal that the brain can actually do something with. He identified this incredible structure, which we now call the organ of Corti.
Next thing I do is get a report. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can see you can get a simple blog post. Here's your biography. You can specify, customize what report you want. Let's choose the briefing document. What I notice about this is it's very good at chunking down information, which is what you want because the brain likes to encode one thing at a time. My experience of this is that it comes back with something that is more readable than the textbook. So let's have a look at the report. So here's what we got. This looks really good. Really happy with that. It is all chunked down into manageable portions. Now, this is not the first try. This is actually my third go at it. First time, it came up with some really technical stuff because it was looking at this source over here. I got a whole pile of neuroanatomy that I wasn't really interested in. So I just unticked that and tried it again. But because I had a lot about disorders here, it gave me a really clinical kind of perspective, which I wasn't looking for. So I just went in and generated a custom prompt for it and said, look, I just want to understand this stuff. I don't want to be a doctor. Okay, here's how you finish. And this is the killer. You go back into the chat window here and you tell it in your own words what you understand about the subject and ask it to correct you. This is called active recall and error feedback, and it's known to greatly improve your memory recall. Put it in your own words, test your own knowledge. If you can explain it to the AI, you really understand it. Oh, one more thing. One of the most robust findings in cognitive research in this area is spaced repetition. Don't do all of this in one sitting. Do it over a period of days, and then a week later, come back and do the quiz again. See how much you remember. That's my workflow. Hope you got something out of it. Contact me if you want some help. Bye.